Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here. We are broadcasting live from the KFAB Penthouse Studio high above Underwood Avenue in beautiful downtown Dundee. You're not going to find another show anywhere in Omaha that talks about what we discuss, and that is the growth and development of your favorite city. A lot of things on the docket today, as we always have, and of course we want to give a big shout out to our title sponsors. They are Cheer Athletics, the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym, and Dingman's Collision Center Best of Omaha Award winner for auto body care with 4 metro area locations. And now it's time to introduce my co-host, a legendary real estate deal maker from NAI NP Dodge, and a guy who hasn't been here for a couple of weeks, Trenton Magid.
The Go Boys are back. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. So this is the first time in 4 weeks that you and I have been on the show together.
Absolutely.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back. I took a sojourn throughout Poland. My wife and I, Amy, very educational, and the history, the culture. Poland is a very unique place.
Because who doesn't take a 2-week vacation to Poland?
Absolutely. The resilience of the Polish people is outstanding. We even got to Slovakia on the south and saw a lot of those nice sights. And I got to tell you, people should really study Poland. And if you get a chance to go there, it's amazing what that country's been through, over the last 50 to 100 years, and very kind people, tough people, and we learned a lot.
Well, welcome back, and you came back just in time for a Grow Omaha Eats restaurant review written by our friend Chris Corey. Our Grow Omaha Eats restaurant reviews are always sponsored by All Makes, the legendary office furniture and technology store based at 25th and Farnham in downtown Omaha. All Makes has also expanded into Iowa and other parts of Nebraska, and they do such a good job of equipping so many offices all around this region of the country. And this week in the All Makes Grow Omaha Eats restaurant review, Chris reviews Marrow, Marrow. Marrow. This is a brand new restaurant in Gretna. It's located at about 178th and Highway 370. And the restaurant review is very positive. I have not yet tried Marrow, but I really want to get out there.
I have it. It's a restaurant tour from, they have other restaurants, right?
Yeah, they have what's that? Oh, they have rail car. And doesn't he have one at Countryside Village?
Yeah, Timber
or something like that. Yeah, so good stuff. And we had to get a little prompt there. That's why there was a pause where I said, what? Yeah, so at any rate, if you want to read about Marrow or any of the other restaurants that we've reviewed, just go to growomaha.com, click on reviews. On the navigation bar, there's a drop-down menu, and it says Eats, E-A-T-S. That is where you will find all of our restaurant reviews. Shall we go to the news?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. It's brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. What we can tell you is that Holly Schneidewin and her team of mortgage brokers at Eagle Mortgage do a great job of listening to you and finding out what it is that makes your situation unique. And then because they're not a bank and they can shop a variety of banks, they match you up with the best lending solution possible. And if you're going out and looking for a house, it's always a good idea to have a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. It's kind of like having a really effective weapon in your personal arsenal, because sometimes you can get in a competitive bidding situation. Even today, it's not as crazy as it was a couple years ago, but people are still finding themselves in competitive bidding situations, and an Eagle Mortgage pre-approval letter can really, really help you in that situation. All right, let's get into the news of the week. First of all, we go out to 204th and West Center Road. That is where Lincoln-based Bryan Health, in partnership with Midwest Independent Physicians Private Practice Association, that's a mouthful, is establishing the Bryan Elkhorn campus. It's going to be almost 15 acres, outpatient healthcare campus. This will be in the Privada subdivision, which is a very nice subdivision southwest of 204th and Center. Phase 1 will feature 2 medical office buildings totaling 137,000 square feet. It's designed to accommodate broad range of outpatient healthcare services. The buildings look to be about 3 stories. And this should be open in the spring of 2027, so call it about a year and a half from now.
That medical field is getting competitive.
Yeah, you think about it, here in Omaha, CHI Health is big. Nebraska Medicine is big. You've got Children's Nebraska. You've got Methodist. And now you're bringing in, a big player from the Lincoln market that has decided they want to expand into Omaha. It'll be interesting to watch that healthcare business battle play out.
Absolutely. And keeping all the doctors and the insurance straight has got to be a challenge.
I've always heard that leading doctors is the ultimate experience and exercise in herding cats.
I've represented doctors in real estate transactions. I grew up in the house of a doctor, and they are very focused, and they have so much information in their heads and their expertise that when it comes to business matters, sometimes they have to refocus, and it is tough, especially when you get multiple doctors to agree on something. You earn your keep on those transactions.
Well, I went to the relatively new Big Grove Brewery this week, and that, of course, is in the University of Nebraska Medical Center's new Edge District campus west of Saddle Creek. And while there, I had the opportunity to park in a brand new parking garage.
Wow.
Park Omaha held a ribbon cutting this week for its recently completed garage. The actual address is 4605 Farnham Street, 7 levels, city-owned garage with 753 stalls. And that is a nice move forward for this Edge District. The Edge District is also where the Catalyst business is, the Catalyst building is in, and Big Grove takes the northern part of that. Also, that core building, which is under construction, 6-story building, which will be part laboratory, part offices, is in that district. There's going to be a big pedestrian bridge, construction starting pretty soon. That Edge District is going to become a very special part of town.
Yeah, check out gromoha.com to see some of those pictures. It's amazing what's going to happen there. And, we've seen over the last 25 years, Nebraska Medicine and the whole UNMC campus just explode, and it's getting even bigger and a lot taller.
Just a little bit east of the Med Center, of course, is the Blackstone District. And earlier this week, the Blackstone Business Improvement District, along with Omaha Mayor John Ewing, cut a ribbon for the new outdoor event space near 39th and Farnham. It's called Blackstone Alley. Now, why would they call it Blackstone Alley? Because it is literally in an alleyway. And so during the day, it's an alley. You can drive in there to drop off and pick up things for the businesses or whatever that are in that area. But at night, it becomes an illuminated outdoor event space. Very nice. It's a $760,000 project paid for with ARPA funds, TIF contribution funding, a Douglas County Visitor Improvement Fund grant, and the Business Improvement District there. So real cool way of making the Blackstone District even more of a special place.
Haven't we talked about that for decades on the show, that we need an alley in the Blackstone District?
I know we've talked
about...
We
need to illuminate it. We need to...
I know we've talked about a grocery store downtown, but I don't remember us talking about an alley event center until now. But a great idea, I think.
We didn't know we needed one until we got one.
And you know what? It's things like that make a city special. And in the next segment, we're going to be talking about Omaha's competitiveness when it comes to attracting people, let alone jobs and
retaining
and capital. Things like that go a long ways to make a city special. You need more of that.
I agree.
To make a city special. Another thing that makes a city competitive is how it looks. And in that spirit, the City of Omaha Parks and Recreation Department is doing a survey about the String of Pearls. What's the String of Pearls? Those are the line of globe lights that illuminate Abbott Drive between Epley Airfield and downtown. And so to gather feedback, the city is asking residents to complete a short survey. You can get to that survey by reading our news brief about it on growomaha.com. That's probably the best way to find it, because the only other link I have for it is docs.google.com. A lot of different stuff. So you're probably better off just going to growomaha.com, reading our brief about the String of Pearls. But take the survey. You have till October 20th to do it. That's, I think, one of the reasons why I really want people to take the survey is, personally, I think the care and maintenance of it has kind of slipped a little bit.
Well, especially when they had that ice storm and they had to replace a bunch of them. They made them a lot stronger.
Yeah.
so they wouldn't shatter.
They're doing a good job, from what I can tell, of replacing the globes and the lights. But it seems like if a tree dies, they just cut it off and just like there's no tree there
What's
anymore.
interesting is usually you have a survey to say, like, does Omaha need this string of pearls, or do they need this accent and a welcoming? We definitely need welcoming features, especially since you go through Iowa and Carter Lake for a short distance. So you got to have continuity and make sure people know that, wayfinding and public artwork and everything else is a great thing. But usually it happens before they build something. Now they're saying, well, we have this existing string of pearls. And what are the options? Take it down?
Well, frankly, that's why I don't know the real reason why this survey exists, but it raised my eyebrow because my thought was, for God's sake, I hope they're not thinking, oh, it's expensive to care for it, let's get rid of it. That would be.
I like them.
I love them. I mean, it's so unique. And
I got to have them.
I think it's an essential, but I really do. I mean, that's the gateway to the city.
No, they light it up well.
Yeah, they do well. All right, construction of the first phase of the Crossroads redevelopment is long awaited and finally underway. There was a recently filed building permit for construction of the first of several underground parking garages at the Crossroads. These will be submerged. The first one will be I love that word, submerged 179,000 square foot parking garage, 2 levels. It'll serve as a podium for the future Gamescape by Cinemark Entertainment Center, which will be built upon it. And according to the development agreement, the city will build and operate this and future parking garages, even though the rest of it will be privately developed. It's a great public-private partnership. The city's doing that a lot in recent years. They'll own these parking garages in developments, and so far it's proven to be pretty lucrative for the city and very good for the development as well.
Yeah, this reminds me of NFM's Grandscape down in the Colony, Texas, outside of Dallas, where they have some of these podium parking garages, and they're expansive, and this is big city stuff we're doing here.
Yeah, and we need to do that. And just to remind you, the Gamescape is going to be only the second one in the country. The first one is in El Paso, Texas, but it'll be a 90,000 square foot indoor entertainment center, which of course will be a real nice benefit to everything we're trying to do in Omaha.
Imagine taking down that parking garage that's there.
Oh, yeah, that's a later phase of the Crossroads. But, yeah, you're right. I mean,
that'll really open up that Cass Street corner.
Their intention is to take that down because it's in the way for what they really want to do. Having a huge parking garage off to the side doesn't really create the walkable community they're looking for. So they're going to integrate the garages into the center. But, yeah, taking that down.
It's kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on that. I like the fact that they're going to be more open because it's in the way, but at the same time, it could have been very usable.
Seems like a waste in some way. Yeah, because you think about all the money and energy and effort that goes into building anything. Anytime you tear something down, you are basically erasing all of the money and the effort that went into it.
And all that money goes into the ground, basically.
Pretty much. So Amazon has finally opened its North Omaha delivery station, which has long stood empty for several years, 72nd and State Street. That's just a little bit south of 680 and 72nd Street. Had a ribbon cutting earlier this week. It's a 140,000 square foot facility that employs about 200 people. So Amazon does this thing like a lot of companies. They have a hub and spoke system. And one of their hubs in this part of the country is in Papillion. They got a 1 million square foot plus center at Highway 50 and 370. They've got another like delivery center or last mile center in a different part of Papillion. And this was going to be the second one in Omaha. They built it during the pandemic when they were going hog wild crazy with expansion. Decided they didn't need it yet, so it sat there empty for a couple of years. Now they're doing that, but they also have another one that's kind of a tweener. It's about 250,000 square feet in Council Bluffs.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is the industrial space being so short, in short supply over the last couple of years, I'd get calls saying, can we have that? Like, is Amazon really going to use it? And it's like, they can afford to hold on to it. But it's weird when you build something like that, 140,000 feet, and it's just vacant.
Yeah, I don't think Amazon will let you have it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your development news of the week brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Going to take our first break of the hour, and when we come back, Trenton and I are going to be talking about what does and doesn't make Omaha competitive. We're kind of kicking off a mission that we're going to come back to a lot for the last couple months of this year, and that is making Omaha and making Nebraska more competitive. We start that conversation today, so stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Good stuff. When do we want to work on the little thing thing?
Oh, I thought lightning round.
Okay.
They have it in the lightning round.
Okay. Do you have all the dates and everything?
November 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the only date, right? Because it started today.
Yeah. What, and then breakfast was 6 to 10, was it?
I can tell you, it's 6 to 10 Monday through Saturday and 7 to 10 on Sundays.
Thank you. Okay. So, I had something else for you. What was it?
That Kleenex debris. Kleenex debris.
Nope, you're good. At least from this. Let me zoom in. Let's see.
Don't get any closer.
Well, and really, maybe we started that Omahans, Nebraskans really weren't aware of this.
Yeah.
Until a couple studies and things like that. Maybe you start off by saying, it's like, we're getting some attention on this, and did it sneak up on us? Or
I don't know. It kind of did, and it kind of didn't. I mean, there were a couple little rumblings here and there of stuff. Like you would, even over the last several years when or construction has been booming, you would sometimes hear things like, "Oh, we still have a negative, net negative and brain drain," and some stuff like that. So
maybe all the activity you see, all the development activity, all the new retailers, all this kind of stuff is great, but it's deceiving.
It's interesting because I brought it up to Mayor Ewing last week,
Okay.
and in our interview with him, and he said something like, his response was interesting. I said a lot of people were surprised, and even myself to some degree, and he said, well, I wasn't surprised. He said, you may recall in the election I brought it up, and I'm like,
That was interesting.
Actually, he did. Yeah, actually, he did. So I'm going to talk about, too, how it wasn't that long ago, 2016, 2017, and 2018, state of Nebraska won the Site Selection Magazine Governor's Cup 3 years in a row, and Omaha was number one for mid-sized metro areas for 2 of those years.
Okay, what did it get us?
With that? Well, it just shows that I think we got complacent.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, so we're not on there anymore.
Yeah, we're not on there anymore.
We're 50 out of 50 on what?
Was it like patents or research funding or something? Because we're really bad in that.
Want to inject some life into your environment? Look no further than Wren's, the local company that produces stunning and eye-catching murals and window film to recognition and history walls and more. We have the expertise to transform your space. So, whether you're looking to impress clients, boost morale, or simply
Here. No, gross domestic. This is the scary one. Growth in the state's gross domestic product (GDP). Nebraska ranks 50th in the United States with a negative GDP growth in Q1 2025.
God dang, that's really scary.
Should we let people know that, or is it scare the shit out of them?
Well, we've got. It depends if we have time to get to it. Because if not,
I'll let you lead it. That's cool.
We have next because we're going to talk about this a lot for the next
Okay.
2.5 months. I want to get
boys,
people
here we
kind of
go.
conditioned before the legislative session starts.
Number one preset on our free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free, never sounded so good. News Radio 1110 KFAB and iHeartRadio station.
Big shout out to our sponsors here on Grow Omaha. They are Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center. Cheer Athletics is the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym. Only 17 locations in the world. The most important one is right here in the metro area in Papillion near highways 50 and 370. Great experience for your kids to get involved if you're looking for an outstanding activity. And then also Dingman's Collision Center, 4 metro area locations. If you look up Best of Omaha award winners for auto body, for auto painting and things like that, you're going to find Dingman's Collision Center. No one does it better, and they've been at it for a long time, and we appreciate everything they do to make Omaha's cars look a lot nicer and to drive a lot more safely. You need a microphone. There you go.
We're going to have a new location in in Gretna.
Wait, you're announcing this?
Well, it's out there, and they're building it.
Okay, where is it? Give it, break the news,
well,
Mr.
It's
Newscaster.
off Highway 370, about 200th, and we'll leave it at that. We'll let them announce it themselves, but it's out there.
I think you just announced it. Dingman's Collision Center, 200th and Highway 370.
They're expanding the old Strikers volleyball facility, but they've totally redone it, and they've added about 12,000. I think it's about 17,000 square feet. It's by the city maintenance facility, and it'll be state-of-the-art collision center.
You have it right there. Breaking news in segment number 2. We're also going to, in this segment, talk about Omaha's and Nebraska's competitiveness vis-a-vis other metros and states. Spoiler alert, it's not very good lately. It's gone downhill. In 2016, 2017, and 2018, not that long ago, 3 years in a row, Nebraska won the Governor's Cup. This was an award from Site Selection Magazine, an important trade journal in the economic development profession. Site Selection Magazine goes through every year and ranks states for most capital investment from corporate expansion projects per capita. Like I said, 2016 through 2018, Nebraska wins 3 years in a row.
Including new projects and also expanding local projects.
Yeah, these are corporate expansion and construction projects per capita that require a major capital investment. Omaha was number 1 for 2 of those years for mid-sized metro areas. So we had a real good run there, but now things are not looking as good. In the recent weeks, the Exarban Foundation has come out with a report about Omaha and Lincoln's competitiveness, and there was a lot in there that wasn't so good. And then the Greater Omaha Chamber, right after that, released its barometer report, which compared Omaha to 22 other cities that had certain things in common with us. And it generally wasn't that good. And so we have to get a little more serious about being competitive. And if you look at the Exarban Foundation report, it looked like the 3 big things that were really causing us the most problems were high property taxes, high income taxes, and other states having better job opportunities. If you look at some of the other reports, there were things about maybe we were lagging behind with entrepreneurship, with research spending, with patents per person, and things like that. But Trenton, we have decided here on Grow Omaha that for the rest of this year, we're going to make this a focus. This is not to bitch or moan or complain. This is constructive. We want to do what we can to make people aware of this and know that we have to get a little edgier and a little more serious about growing Omaha's, Lincoln's, and Nebraska's economies.
We're living up to our name, Grow Omaha.
That's what we're all about.
So, Jeff, if people that have listened to this show for 22 years, people that work in Omaha, you see the tower cranes, you see the skyscraper downtown, you see all these new districts opening up, new retailers that we talk about, restaurants, and medical campuses, and there's a lot of things that sound rosy, but these reports kind of tell a different story.
Yeah, and I think I think we're doing a great job in a lot of areas. When you look at those reports, our quality of life is really high. Workforce education is high. Workforce participation is high. We're really good with not having a huge gender pay gap between men and women, which helps with talent recruitment. And we do some other things. Our believe it or not, our inclusivity rating is pretty competitive compared. So we're doing a lot of things well. And I think one of the things that Omaha has been doing particularly extremely well, awesome, if you will, in the last few years, is creating better quality of life attractions that are privately or mostly privately funded. Like you think about the last few years, $300 million for riverfront parks, over $100 million for Kiewit Luminarium, over $100 million for Steelhouse Omaha, $100 million for Joslyn expansion, $100 million for Tanaska Center for Arts Engagement. We're going to have a streetcar system funded by real estate developers. That's going to be almost a $500 million investment. So great stuff that will make the city more competitive. Doing a great job there. We need to keep building on that momentum. I think we've just gotten laxed when it comes to business incentives, when it comes to making our tax structure more competitive. And Trent, I can tell you, there are certain people in state government that feel that we need to focus on the businesses that are already here and worry about the people that are here and the jobs that are here. And I understand that thinking, but it kind of reminds me of my other life. A lot of Grow Omaha listeners know that I do sales training and consulting. I do it all over the world, actually, a lot of it here in Nebraska and Iowa too. And I always preach that you never, ever take your foot off the gas. And
Right.
One time I had a client that was a manufacturing business. And the head of sales came to me and said, hey, we're doing well, too well. I'm getting a lot of heat from operations, the manufacturing people that want me to pull back on the reins a little bit because operations can't keep up with all of our sales. What do you think I should do? And he said, manufacturer keeps saying, you're burying me. And I said, well, my first reaction is to bury them. Because the day you take your foot off the gas pedal is the day, as a sales manager, you set yourself up for your inevitable termination 18 months from now, because the business will go away. And I think that's kind of happened in Nebraska. I think we've taken our eye off the ball a little bit, and we've taken our foot off the gas pedal.
Well, I agree, but as Mrs. B used to say, you have to under-promise and over-deliver. So I like that real-life example. But when it comes to production, you got to be honest to your customers, and either they need to expand their production or run another shift or whatever it takes. But I agree with you. You grow or die, and that's when we put this show together originally. That's what it was about, is keeping our foot on the gas.
I've talked to a couple of economic development experts in Nebraska over the last week or two, because this has really been on my mind, and we're going to make this a focus for the rest of the year. And a word that kept coming up in describing Nebraska is the word complacency. I think we got a little complacent because Nebraska and Omaha was always on the top of so many of these lists. And don't get me wrong, we're still on the top of a lot of lists, but we need to be on top of a particular list. One thing I want you to highlight, Trenton, from that Exarban Foundation report before we go to our break for the news, and that was a sobering statistic about Nebraska's ranking for state gross state product or something like that.
Right, and it says looking beyond employment and wages and onto growth in the state's gross domestic product, GDP, Nebraska ranks last at 50th in the United States with a negative GDP growth in first quarter 2025. I was shocked when I saw that.
I was shocked and disturbed. And with that, we're going to wrap up this segment and go to our news of the week. But like we said, we're going to be talking to a lot of experts over the next couple months. And we want all Grow Omaha listeners to be thinking, what can we do to make Omaha and Nebraska and the Lincoln metro area, because that's important too, more competitive vis-a-vis these other cities and states. It'll be the theme for the next several months. All right, it's time for the news. You have been listening to Grow Omaha. We want you to stay with us. The show's brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics, and we'll be back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB. I think it's a good start.
Yeah, that'll wake people up.
So now we'll have a lot of interviews, and we'll bring on some experts and everything else. So that'll be good.
Sorry about that, Trent. I hit the wrong button. That's on me.
See, that's why it's good to use that microphone, because you can turn it on yourself.
It's all right. That's fine.
See, I always, because you do a great job, but I've got right there. I can see if it's.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a lot of people Googling these reports.
Yeah, I hope so.
Did you post Little King on?
Yeah, I was just going to do. I thought about doing it yesterday. I'm like, let's wait till it's actually a thing, and then this morning I I haven't even posted anything yet. I got to do it when I get home.
Maddie here.
Definitely the game.
Yeah, she is. Hiding in her normal
Indiana and Oregon.
place where she has her music.
Is there new carpet in
Still
there?
recovering from the
I didn't go in there.
Mariners game.
I'm sure there is.
15 innings.
What was 15 innings? Oh, the Mariners
Mariners
game?
game. Yeah,
Who won?
Mariners.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a long
I
time.
did. It was a lot of work from my end. Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the game?
When or where?
When?
I think the game started at 7. It
Oh,
ended
wow.
like
Last night?
yeah.
And you stayed up to the end watching
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I'm up.
Well, you're up all the time, but you watched it?
Yeah, watched the whole thing until 3 in the morning. Or whatever.
Well, we were at a friend's dinner party last night, and I didn't get back until about 10. I'm like, oh shoot, I missed the game.
No, you didn't.
And I checked the score, like it's 2-2, and then it's in the I think it was in the 11th. And so,
2-2 in the 28th inning.
yep. So I kicked on YouTube TV and my other monitor and did some work and watched it in the background.
So where do we stand? Do we know who
It's Toronto and Seattle
in the
CS.
ALCS?
Yeah,
So those two are definitely in the
they're
ALCS.
definitely in. Yeah.
And then the NLCS is the Dodgers and someone.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Yeah.
I haven't followed.
I know. I know. It's funny because the first
Been a fun
half,
playoffs.
the first half of the baseball season, I really follow it pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I track it. But as soon as football season starts, then I'm like,
Yeah.
baseball's been going on
Next.
for 4
Yeah.
or 5 months. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Seattle to just drop it because they're known for choking.
Have they ever won a World Series?
Nope.
No.
They never made it to the World Series.
Oh wow.
They've been to the CS like 3 or 4 times.
Were,
Yeah.
Did
Never.
you were you a pretty big fan when you were a kid?
My grandpa, on the farm we had in Enumclaw, when he'd be out doing things, he'd have this like red little radio that had a speaker to it or headphones, and I think he listened to every single
Every
game.
Mariners
Wow.
game.
Yeah. I don't care so much about the team anymore, but if they make the
Yeah.
playoffs, I'm like, I kind of feel like for me, it's like that special memory. So.
Well, it's we at the Royals. I mean,
Yeah.
I maybe go down and see one Royals game every 2 years, but they're always the team I rooted for as a kid. And
Sure.
like when they won the World Series in 2015, I was very excited.
The Golden Spikes?
Absolutely.
Till Tampa Bay comes here.
Yeah, until we get the Rays.
What's going on with that?
What's that?
Is there?
They're not going to play outside of Florida next year, but from what I understand, but they
Oh.
yeah, it was
No.
cool. It was fun to talk
possibility,
about
yeah.
for a while. Yeah, there. Roger, I called Roger Dixon about that when all of that stuff was going hot and heavy. He goes, "They've never contacted us." Yeah, he's like, "We haven't been contacted." He said, "If they do, we'd be thrilled to talk to them."
Yeah.
But they haven't contacted us.
It was good fodder.
Yeah.
Someone from the A's, though, did do a little inquiry a couple years earlier about playing games in Omaha before they decided to go play in Sacramento or wherever.
Really?
Yeah.
That was before we had 1 million people.
That would make my friend Trainer happy. He's a huge A's fan. Why, I don't know, but he is.
How does one become an A's fan?
You watch the movie Moneyball?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Like, unless you're were living in the Bay Area, how does anyone become an A's fan?
They had a good run for a while. They're kind of
With
not
Jose
really bad.
Canseco back in the day.
You're the not old.
Space. Pull it up. Well, yeah, Jose Canseco, was that like early 90s or late 80s or something like that?
I think you're early 90s.
Yeah, you can drive.
Wasn't it Jason Giambi after that?
Oh, it was he also
so.
on the A's?
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to that. I don't follow the
Restaurants.
There was a
bars.
time when the A's were in Kansas City before the
Yeah, that's
Royals.
true.
That's right.
They were the
That's
Kansas
right.
City A's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here was.
And then they lost them, but then they quickly got the Royals in '69
And Seattle still won their Sonics back
from Oklahoma City. I don't think Oklahoma City's going to give them up.
They're not.
They should. I mean, what?
That city has embraced that team, and
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No, they
okay,
should, but-
just give him the colors and the team back and give it to new owners.
I think the owner, I think the owners may not want it given to new owners.
That's what I mean. Like, why would you? Now it's just petty at this point. Just give the Sonics back to Seattle.
Which corner is this? This is that.
Kind of like what the Browns did.
I think they
Which corners is-
really have a good shot with the expansion coming up.
Oh, that's just
What was in there?
The way that
somewhere
went
in
down.
exorbitant.
pissed-
It's
pissed
on
Seattle
Long
off.
67th Street, which is the main
horrible out
north-south
in
drag
Street.
through
Yeah,
exorbitant.
well, that almost happened to the Seahawks.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. They almost moved the Seahawks out.
talk about the
Where are they
overall.
going to go?
Yeah.
Vancouver?
No,
I hope
I
not.
don't remember
Truck,
where they
truck
were
game
gonna
like
go.
Vancouver.
Maybe I'll lead into it and you can
They
just
were,
kinda
all the gear
spend
was like
like
on a truck, and then it was
30 seconds talking about some stuff.
Paul Allen stepped in and bought it.
They haven't leased
Really?
the.
Okay.
And then that reversed the whole thing.
They haven't leased
And then
Spirit World space,
they
have
had a
they?
really good run.
I'm not
for
sure.
years after that.
Funny you should mention that. I was
I think this is.
when I was going through this,
Why
I was
do
kind
they
of
want to
wondering.
move all the time?
I can't.
Save
But
all
then
that
it seems like
money, or-
something was going to go there.
Directly across
Well,
Exarban
they'll do it.
It's,
Yeah, that's.
That would have
They're
to
not
be-
I don't
interested in
I don't
spending
know
money.
if
They're not going
there's
to stay
spaces
there.
on here.
Was that? Might have been,
Like scroll down to up. Well,
might
what are
have
they?
been before the
Oh.
Kingdom.
Says, what does that say?
Yeah.
leased.
What's
Just
above?
leased.
Just leased.
30 seconds.
All right.
Well, we could
Remember
mention that. Why don't you
that
mention that? You got something. It looks like we've got some
That was just
leases,
before the
They've done
Kingdom.
some available.
They built the stadium.
Okay. So
I imagine
1,500
there's a big
square feet.
documentary on that somewhere.
Yeah. 10 seconds.
Licensed in Nebraska and Iowa, right here in Omaha, and online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. MLS number 2376. If you really want to know what's happening in Washington, then don't miss Verdict with Ted Cruz tomorrow night at 8, right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
And if you really want to know what's happening in Omaha, don't miss Grow Omaha with Jeff and Trenton. And that's what's on the air right now. We appreciate you being with us. Thank you to Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center for making this possible. It is time for your Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, which is brought to you by, well, Noddle Companies. They are the premier developer in the Midwest doing projects in multiple states, but we're really most interested in their projects that they do in the Omaha metro area, and there are a lot of them. Doesn't matter whether you're talking about corporate headquarters buildings like HDR or Valmont, or whether you're talking about shopping centers. They've done so many of those over the years. Or if you're talking about destination places like Exarban Village, like the Builders District, and so many others. And in today's Noddle Companies report, we're going to talk about Exarban Village, the great development there. And Trenton, we got some spaces available in Exarban Village. And interestingly, it looks like maybe there have been some spaces leased lately in Exarban Village.
Absolutely. People should call our friend Sam Noddle at Noddle Companies, and he really sees over the retail and office space at Exarban Village, the main drag, 67th Street. If you talk about, everybody talks about mixed use, live here, work here, play here. The greater Exarban area is, there's no better example of that, where you have the college campus, you have corporate offices, you've got apartments everywhere, and condos, townhomes. You've got Stinson Park. You've got the Sunnies and all kinds of outdoor spaces to go and visit with your friends. But what Noddle has is they've got a couple of leases that they're about to announce that are leased, but there's 4 spaces from about 1,500 square feet to over 6,000 square feet, some former restaurant spaces, some retail spaces. Call Sam Noddle at Noddle Companies, and he will hook you up. Tell him Trenton and Jeff sent you, and he will say, thanks, guys.
All righty, and that is your Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week. You can learn more by going to noddlecompanies.com. We got to have a few additional news items that we didn't have time for in the first segment. And we're going to start first with Visit Omaha. That organization is the official Convention and Visitors Bureau for the city. And last segment, we were talking about how Nebraska and Omaha and Lincoln need to get more competitive when it comes to attracting jobs and talent and investment. We're doing a great job with tourism. We had a banner year last year for tourism coming into Omaha. And this is encouraging. The Visit Omaha group was exhibiting this week at IMEX America. This is a major global trade show for the meetings and events industry. And Omaha had a very cool booth there. There's a picture of it if you go to growomaha.com and go to the Visit Omaha section. But this IMEX conference brings together over 15,000 people in that convention and tourism world. Omaha had 100 appointments made before the convention even started, with convention and visitor decision makers more than twice as what it had last year. So some encouraging things
Stepping it up.
there.
That's what we need.
We are. That's awesome. And then got a little development news out of Council Bluffs. The city council in the Bluffs approved a resolution to pick R. Perry Construction out of Sioux City to get started on the phase 1 of its East Manawa project, the East Manawa housing project. Big housing development there. They're going to do 40 single-family attached units contained in 10 4-unit buildings. This is all part of what will eventually be a 900-unit development really close to Lake Manawa, on the kind of northeast corner of Lake Manawa, if you will. So encouraging to see.
That's sizable.
Yeah, because Council Bluffs has kind of lagged behind in housing development lately, and it's good to see some progress made there. Then we have Degree Wellness is opening in Whispering Ridge near 172nd and West Maple Road. This is a national chain. They have locations in about 20 states, but this is the first one anywhere near our region. There are no other Degree Wellnesses in any of the states that border Nebraska right now, but it'll be 2,000 square feet and offer access to sauna and cold plunge therapies. I've got a client in Calgary, and he's fitness crazy dude. This guy does cold plunges every day.
Wow.
And he's conditioned his body where he can do these cold plunges. He can be in there for like a couple minutes, and it's near freezing and all this sort of stuff.
I can turn the hot off on my shower for about 3 minutes.
Okay. He said, Jeff, you got to get started with cold plunge. I said, I can't do it. And he said, start by making the shower cold at the end. I can handle that. But I don't think it's done any good.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So now I've gone back to hot showers. All right, we're going to take our final break of the hour. And when we come back, I'm looking at a lot of things on the docket for the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round. So that's coming up. Stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
That guy's going to live to be like 100.
Oh yeah, he is.
Plunges back. That's good for you.
He does.
Is it?
He is a
Really is.
machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
guy's
good
a
for your
machine.
cardiovascular. It's good for your,
Yeah.
a lot of, it wakes up your system.
Mm-hmm. Guy is a machine.
Yeah, that's what the people in the Titanic were. They were wide awake when they went in.
I mean, you don't want to be
that
in
water was 28 degrees. The cold plunge is above freezing.
Yeah. Slight difference.
And after a little bit of time, you can get out
Yes.
and go back.
Have you
into
seen
your
those
70
documentaries
degree
where
room.
like there's a gal that they do the ice plunge? They go
Yes, I've
under
seen
the
those.
ice.
Yeah.
And, like usually these people had like traumatic things happen in their lives, like horrible things, and this is the way that they feel life or something, and they'll go for 3 minutes under the ice. It's like
Let's make another tragedy in our life.
I don't think we get any insurance for that one.
Hopefully there's like
You'll have
a
about
tether that
6
pulls them
minutes,
back.
Jeff.
Is it,
That's all?
Probably more.
Oh, okay.
6 and a half.
Okay.
We can talk them into more.
Okay, I was just thinking, I thought we ended a little earlier there.
did.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you did.
Okay.
So,
So 6 minutes to music?
yeah,
Okay.
50 to 56. So
Okay.
you usually are in about 51, 52. So
Sam's gonna get slammed with inquiries now. We should
Yeah.
call me and we'll hook you up with Sam.
Yeah.
Did we cover it okay?
I was watching one of the Titanic documentaries.
I was kind of looking at other notes I was
They had
going to cover, so I
some,
didn't hear what you
I
did. You
don't want to say
mention the
world-class
Spirit
one,
World
but
was
like
listed?
one who had won medals.
No, I
and
didn't.
swim in
You
that
said
type
that
of
there's some
water.
leases, and I said
Exactly
they're about to have some
one
leases,
in
and
one
then
tenth
67th
or
Street, and then the
one-tenth.
no
I made it
better
10 seconds
mixed-use
before they had
development,
to pull
and we've
them
got
out.
restaurant
Okay.
and retail
Because
from
even at
1,500 to
conditions,
over
his
6,000.
body was
Okay.
freezing up. The more he moved, the worse it got.
All right. Where are we here?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. I need more time. Just kidding.
Yeah, stall them. That's good.
Just kidding. We don't want to stall. Where is
I
my...
can put a PSA in.
Yeah, stick a public... No, just kidding.
Alrighty, 10 seconds, boys.
I like these new Anderson spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the music is jazzy. Real positive.
put it in the week code spot.
Market. Let's do it.
Thank you, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things really fast. Thanks to Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making this possible. They are a full-service general Class A contractor. They do work all over the Omaha area and well into other parts of Nebraska and Iowa. Dave Kreitzer leads the crew over there at Perkins Kreitzer Construction that happens to be very experienced and very good at what they do. Project managers, project administrators, superintendents, carpenters, laborers, they have it all. Many of their people have well over 30 years of experience in the construction industry. So if you are looking to build a retail building, an office building, a religious or education building, or even a warehouse, or building out a space in a building, they do all of that and they do it well. Just go get a hold of Perkins Kreitzer Construction at p-cconstruction.com. That's p-cconstruction.com. Well, during the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, we like to talk about restaurant and retail news, and we're going to give you a news item here that's also designed to save you money. We are happy to announce that Little King at their 86th and Dodge location now offers breakfast. So Little King is an Omaha brand that's been around since, the early 70s. And the 8602 Dodge location now offers breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mondays through Saturday, 7 to 10 on Sunday. And Trenton, we have a special just for Grow Omaha listeners.
Absolutely. And from now till November 10th, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if on breakfast, just at 8602 Dodge, a location that I actually sold them, and they built a brand new flagship store, 25% off just for mentioning Grow Omaha. If you get on their app, Grow Omaha, all in capital letters, all one word, that'll work as well. They are ready for you today, and
at least for the next
till 10 o'clock,
8 minutes.
But now through November 10th, just mention Grow Omaha, and you get 25% off your breakfast.
Pretty cool. I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely.
This week, I'm going to have breakfast at Little King at 8602 Dodge, and I'm going to say, Grow Omaha.
And we're going to test the power of Grow Omaha media.
Got a very popular restaurant out of Scottsdale, Arizona that goes by the name Culinary Dropout. I've actually been to 3 of their locations over the years at Phoenix, in the Phoenix area. They are opening their first Nebraska location at Village Point. This was according to a building permit. They're going into the old local beer patio and kitchen space. So that's on the west end of the shopping center, kind of by the movie theater and not too far from Firebirds and that area of the mall. Culinary Dropout, good place. No opening date has been announced, but Culinary Dropout currently has 15 locations in 9 states. The closest existing ones to Omaha are in Denver and Indianapolis. Got a new upscale wine and cocktail bar right here in downtown Dundee. It is called The Hollows, and it opened last month at 5019 Underwood Avenue. That's in Pitch Pizzeria's former party room. Pitch had this party room just to the east side of Pitch Pizzeria. Apparently, they didn't need that anymore. Now it's The Hollows. Really cool place. They actually have a working fireplace, so you can have a drink by the fire. And they also have a meeting room in the back that can accommodate up to 12 people. Hero 88 downtown location is temporarily closed. The actual address is 1308 Jackson Street in the Old Market. For a major renovation, they are really changing the look of this place. I saw a photograph of the inside, and they're really kind of taking it down. Probably going to be open like around Thanksgiving time. But while it is temporarily closed for renovations, don't fear. The other 2 Hero 88 locations at 129th and Maple and 176th and Q are operating as normal. So when I think of the Dairy Queen store at 114th and Dodge, I think of Warren Buffett, because that's where...
Oh, the memories.
Remember that? Like during Berkshire Weekend back in the day, he would go there and people would go. That Dairy Queen was part of the Berkshire Weekend. I don't think it is anymore.
And that thing hadn't had change for years, for decades.
The classic barn-style roof that Dairy Queen used to have. That thing is going through a major renovation coming up here pretty soon. And get a load of this. They are actually going to lop off the roof. They're gonna cut it off, and it will become a standard 1-story, frankly boring Dairy Queen building. Because I think it looks cool with that old, but They are going to, I mean, you won't recognize it when it is done. It is going to have a complete and total new look, and that's supposed to kick off here pretty soon.
It needs it.
Well, people are really excited about 7 Brew Coffee coming into the metro area. They've been around in Nebraska. They're in several Nebraska cities, but they're just now getting to Omaha. And the building is now in place for its first Omaha location at 182nd and West Maple Road. This is one of those things. They're just a little drive-through kiosks. They build the building at a factory, and they just plop it onto the site. Getting close there.
But people will drive way out of town to get 7 Brew. Now that we're getting it, that's wonderful. But now all the coffee aficionados are like, when are we getting Dutch Brothers?
Dutch Brothers. 7 Brew is not good enough. Porky Butts Barbecue, congratulations to the owners of Porky Butts. They are now back open at 154th and Ruggles Street after a horrible flood. Caused them to have to shut down and repair and rebuild a lot inside the building. So it's good to see that happen. And we do always want to tell you a little bit about the closures. We hate talking about closures, but they're a reality. Nebraska Brewing Company plans to go out of business. They were around for 18 years. People really loved and were loyal to the product, but there's been a lot of competition in that local brewing business.
I don't think those spaces will last very long because more brew pubs just pop up all the time.
Constantly. And the other one really fast, Frosty's Ice Cream and More, 172nd and West Center Road, closing on October 15th. Music's playing, which means we are done. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll chat with you next week at 9 o'clock right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
It's a wrap. You're still here?
Go home. It's over. No, he says, it's over. Go home.